Just as things go wrong with the heart, the lungs, the kidneys, and the liver, things go wrong with the brain. They always have, they always will, and sooner or later we're going to have to face that. Well, there certainly is hope. I don't believe there's such a thing as no hope. And I think we need to really look to the future, and we're already seeing areas of research that are promising. If you can identify a biomarker before the person has the onset of the disease, it means that you're going to be able to even begin treatment earlier. And you're going to be able to do a lot of things if you have a way of identifying. Or, you might say, well, what about a gene? Well, that hasn't worked out too well in terms of a definitive gene. We know that in some families there may be a rare gene, and we may have a lot of early onset Alzheimer's. But I think there's promise in the future for research. There's also promise for new approaches to care. There is something different about Alzheimer's. I think, number one, it's a part of, in some people's mind, it's a part of aging. And aging is a good thing, right? The longer people live, the more likely they're going to get Alzheimer's. So on the one hand, you have the beauty of aging and the fact that more people are living longer than they used to. At the same time, what that means is more people are going to get Alzheimer's. In order to really care for Alzheimer's patients, you need to coordinate all these different levels of care. If we can get that kind of communication going, and you can only do that through electronic health records, it would make a big difference. Families would be better supported by health professionals, and they would be feeding health professionals information that could be very helpful, and then also information to researchers that's needed. But I do think we're so caught up in so many things in our lives. There's so many things demanding our attention, demanding our support. Alzheimer's is emotionally draining and physically demanding. It's not glamorous. It's difficult, and yet it's very important. And I have a personal experience because my wife has had the diagnosis of Alzheimer's about 12 years ago, and fortunately she's still alive and even still able to be home. The times when she doesn't remember who I am or the children or anybody. Luckily most of the time she remembers who I am, but there are times when she doesn't, but requiring a lot of care, so we have a very good home care person. It's expensive in the first place, and so it means that most families in this country with Alzheimer's can't afford that care. That's why they have to do it themselves. That's why many of them quit their jobs in order to do it. But my own experience is, if you can afford it, you need help. You need home care people. I have a great home care person. She's over 70 herself, but still in good health, and has had a lot of experience with Alzheimer's patients. And she's done a great job. She's made my life easier, and I think she's given Nola a lot of joy that she otherwise wouldn't have. So seek help. Don't try to do it all yourself, because the more you do yourself, the more you're going to cheat the one you're trying to help, and take care of yourself. We have a lot of caregivers of Alzheimer's patients who die before the Alzheimer's patients. That's very common, because the Alzheimer's puts a lot of strain emotionally and physically on the caregivers. So I really would advise caregivers to get as much help as you can and take care of yourself so you can be at your best. I think the easiest thing to say is that probably the most important thing to hold on to are the memories, as many as you can. Hold on to the memories and share them, with each other as often as you can, even when you get to the point where the person doesn't share the memories at the same level as you do.